Today we're going to be taking a look at the Seiko Samurai SRPB53. But first, I want to welcome you to On the Wrist. Quick wristwatch check. I am wearing my undone vintage Urban, and I have this on a brown rally strap that I got from a local jeweler. For those of you unfamiliar with Undone, they specialize in customizable watches. So like this model in particular comes in a bunch of different faces. You can change the color of the hand, the shape of the hand, the type of strap it comes with, and all sorts of things. This is a mecha quartz movement, so it has a sweeping seconds hand. You can see there. Well, it has the normal quartz movement down there, and they snap back into place real good. I really like this watch, and I'll do a review video at some point. All right, let's get to the Seiko. There are a ton of different reviews available on YouTube about this watch, so I want to do something a little different. As you can see, I have a couple different straps that I wear this watch with, so I'm going to do a quick overview of the watch, and then I'm going to dive into a bunch of on-the-wrist shots with different straps and explain why I love this watch rather than just the technical specs of the watch. But quickly, let's go over them in case you're unfamiliar. So, the Seiko Samurai SRPB53. Now this is part of their Prosperix line. You'll start to see the specs pull up on the right there. And this is a dive watch, automatic, up to 200 meters ISO certified. What that means is a third-party organization has certified that it's acceptable and can withstand the pressure of 200 meters under the sea. Now, this watch is 44 millimeters in diameter. This particular one comes on a silicone strap. It has the Seiko caliber 4R35, which is plus 45, minus 35 seconds per day accuracy. It has a 22 millimeter lug-to-lug width. It's 13.5 millimeters thick, and it's 48 millimeters lug-to-lug, which is kind of important, and we'll come back to that later. It has a hardened mineral crystal, and it has the one direction rotating bezel, which is important for dive watches because you don't want to change your timer and make it longer. You'll run out of air that way. So the nickname, the Samurai, you might be wondering why it's called that. From what I can decipher, the minute's hand looks like a samurai sword, the 12 o'clock marker looks like a shield, and the hour's hand looks like either an arrowhead or a spear. Now, Seiko has a bunch of nicknames for their different models. Like, for example, another part of the Prosperix brand, or Prosperix line, I should say, is the turtle, where they have a much more pillow-shaped case and larger. It looks like the shell of a turtle. This watch has an MSRP of $495. I personally got this watch, I think from Macy's, for like $350 at one point on sale. So you can probably pick these up in the ballpark of $350 to $370 without too much issue new. I absolutely love this watch. I've owned this watch now for almost a year, and I have no regrets about it. I've taken it to so many different places. I've smashed it on tables. You can see a couple little battle scars there from when I've hit tables, and maybe it scratched the paint on the bezel, but aside from that, completely fine. I mean, I've taken it swimming in the ocean, pools, hot tubs, and keeps on ticking. And aside from that, I absolutely love how it looks. You can see there that nice waffle pattern on the face. That's what really attracted me to this watch in the first place. I'm a sucker for those interestingly patterned dials, and I just absolutely love the Pepsi coloring. Now the Pepsi coloring is obviously the red, white, and blue on the bezel and the face there. It does have lume on the hands, which does stand out very well when you're in the ocean, underwater. So this watch sits you might think 44 millimeters in diameter is pretty big, but the 48 lug to lug makes it fit really snugly on the wrist, which makes it really comfortable to wear. And this silicone strap, I originally bought this and had at the same time purchased a bracelet to go along with it. But this silicone strap, I end up wearing it more on the strap than on the bracelet. It's just so comfortable, and I think I really like the look of it too. So let's get a couple shots on the wrist. All right, you can see there. Now my wrist is 7.25 inches in diameter. And this is perfect. You know, this is super comfortable on the strap. It doesn't hug my arm too tight. It has a little bit of play in it, and it's just really comfortable. You know, you can do this with activities. You can wear it, you can shake it around. It stays on really nicely, and it doesn't move because it's got that nice rubber on the skin, so it has pretty good resistance. And it fits perfectly with that nice tight 48 millimeter lug-to-lug width. And you can see there, the 13.5 millimeters isn't too high. You know, I wear this to work, I wear this out and about, I wear it, like I said, in the water, and you can sort of wear it on any occasion. And as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, let's take a look at this with a bunch of different straps. All right, and here we have it on the bracelet. So for whatever reason, I could not find this specific color with the bracelet included, so I had to go and buy the bracelet separately on eBay. Still got the same Seiko Prosperic strap. But I love how the strap comes down and follows the pattern of the lug. So it's a really smooth transition from the watch into the strap. Or sorry, the bracelet. The bracelet's pretty comfortable, but I love the aesthetic of the stainless steel dive watch with, you know, the whole bracelet included. It's a very classic look. It's really popular right now. And the bracelet I find I like to wear because it's a little flashier, and it's got a nice heft to it too, but it's not too overwhelming. And because of that short lug-to-lug distance, it still fits really nicely on the wrist. Let's see. Shot like that. And what's nice about these bracelets, because they are dive watches, I admittedly have not gone on any dives, but you have an extra link here, or a half link, that you can release to get a little extra length in the strap. And you do this when you have a wetsuit, so that way it can fit around your wetsuit, but it also is set for your regular wrist. And there's also a bunch of micro adjustment points there, you can see there, so you can adjust the strap, or sorry, adjust the bracelet without having to change out all the links, which is really important for sizing. And one nice thing I like about this strap is that, you know, sometimes if I'm at work, sometimes the strap can get to be a little cumbersome. So I'll just set it like that on the side of my desk and have a little watch, or sorry, a little clock looking back at me. All right. One thing I forgot to mention during the specs is that this does have a 41-hour power reserve, which seems like approximately a pretty standard number. You know, about 40 hours is what you can expect for most automatics. And it vibrates at 21,600 vibrations per hour, which basically means every second that hand is ticking 6 times, so 6 ticks per second, which is why you see that nice sweeping motion. But let's move on to a couple NATO straps. All right, here we've got the James Bond Goldfinger NATO strap, the same color combination he wore in Goldfinger, and I think the color complements the Pepsi coloring of the Seiko quite nicely. NATO straps in general are also quite comfortable. They're easy in the summer. They're not too hard on the wrist because they have usually a lot of adjustment points along the strap. And you can get these really cheap. Like, I got a package of 6 different NATO straps for like $12 on Amazon, and these straps hold up great. You know, I've worn these doing pretty vigorous activities, and I've never had any issues with them falling off. Now you can see I do have the double under there. And for those of you not familiar with NATO straps, I can do a video on them later, but essentially a nice thing about them is that even if you were to lose a single spring bar, let's see if we can get a shot of that, yeah. You can see it's got double straps underneath. If you were to lose a single spring bar, like let's say this were to come loose completely, the watch would still stay on your wrist because it has 2 loops coming around this spring bar as well. And I love NATO straps because they're really easy to swap out, and they're just, you know, fun color combinations. A nice way to jazz up a watch you haven't worn in a while, or just change it up. And, you know, I'll show you how easy it is to put on the NATO strap. Take it off, grab the other one, just feed it through, under, bring it up, and tuck it through there. And voila, already on another NATO strap. Easy and a quick style change. Now I like this one on the sort of the USA colors. I think it pairs nicely. Obviously it matches what's on the dial. Yeah, I really like the strap. I think it's just fun to mirror the colors. Sort of 4th of July is coming up. Might be fun to wear with this. But you can get any sort of NATO strap. Plain black, green, any color combination you want would be a fun way to change out this watch and give it some new life. Overall thoughts? I absolutely love this watch. This is my first mechanical watch that I ever got. And actually when I started it up and gave it a couple shakes, I looked at the sweeping seconds hand. I was like, wait a minute, why is that moving like that? What is that? And realized that there are two types of watches, essentially. There are quartz watches, and then there are mechanical watches. And that sparked my love for mechanical watches because I absolutely love that sweeping second hands motion. And this watch is just amazing. I think visually, it offers a lot for, you can reasonably get it in the $350 price range. Waterproof, 200 meters. So this is a great watch if you want to bring it to the beach, you want to bring it to the pool. It's stainless steel. It can take a real beating. I've smacked this into a whole number of things, and all that's come of it is, a couple minor visual defects, but nothing wrong with the watch, nothing wrong with the crystal there. And I think it's just a great watch for anyone's collection. Really affordable, a great mechanical dive watch, and you can get a bunch of different straps to keep the look fresh. So feel free to comment below. Any questions, any comments? I'm just starting out with this, so any comments I would love to read. I'd love to interact with you. Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe. Thank you.